and welcome to a reading vlog. It is getting dark because a storm is about to hit, but I wanted to introduce this vlog and tell you that I'm currently reading The Atlas Paradox, which I'm really enjoying. It's reminding me of when I was in academics and I wrote my honours thesis, but obviously with a bit more murder and mayhem involved. I also would like to mention that we are finally making headway on our back living area, which means once it's done, there's going to be a dumping ground effectively for our furniture. So after that room is done and it's steam cleaned this week, it means that I can start moving my books and my bookshelves, and we can move the couches out of the front room and the TV out of the front room and my desk into their rooms. And it's just what we've been waiting for like 6 to 7 weeks. So it's all coming to a culmination point during this week and this weekend. It's beginning. It is beginning. We finally have places also to put our clothes rather than just in a box or on the floor. And I feel like I'm finally living as a human being instead of, you know, this kind of phantom that doesn't have a point of origin. It's just all scattered. So I'm feeling a lot more, I guess, put together. And I've almost read 200 pages, so I'm doing well so far, but it is only Monday. So all of it could change by tomorrow, but I'm going to wait out the storm, go and sit down and read this and just be cozy. This is also that area that had all of the paint stuff on the ground, and we finally cleared it away because Dave is going to have his desk along here, and obviously all our stuff is still all across here, but that is going to all be moved around as well, and I will show you the back room. It is really coming together. Dave varnished all of the wood in here and all the walls are painted. We had to do 3 layers instead of 2 in this room, but let's not get into that. And I can't wait to just put the curtains back on and take up all this blue tape. I think the tape is going to be taken up maybe tomorrow or the day after, and then after that we'll organise steam cleaning it around our exercise classes, wait for it to dry because it's going to be warm weather, and then we can finally actually start living in here, which I'm going to be thriving because I love this room.
Hello, Ezekiel. Hello.
Oh, you want some kombucha?
Oh, don't do that.
I think you want some kombucha.
He likes the kombucha.
You want some kombucha?
Hello! Since I started this vlog, it has now been a week, and I would like to report that I finished The Atlas Paradox, and I really enjoyed this, but I feel like the first book to me was better. This felt like the pacing and the plot was a little bit more muddied, and while I love the characters and how flawed they are, and I'm actually quite impressed by the way that I liked certain characters in the first book and I had different emotions about them in the second, I still feel like it felt like a bit of work to get through, and I'm trying to think about whether that would be attributed to whether I'm really busy and so it's hard to focus on, but it actually was a bit of the pacing. So I gave it 4 stars instead of 4.5, which is what I gave book 1. And this marks my 70th book read for 2022, which I'm quite proud of because I didn't think that I would read even 50 books this year, but this is book 70. I have had a bit of help with graphic novels, but then in 1 month I basically read an entire 700-page book, The Name of All Things. So it's gone both ways. I've read some graphic novels and some massive tomes, so I think that balances out quite well. And then as far as the house goes, I'm super excited to report that obviously I've got bookshelves here, so I've started to move stuff over, but everything is still very much in transit because we haven't finished painting the house. So what you see set up here is definitely going to change, but for now I'm really happy to actually have my books on display for once. It's really just rewarding. So I'll put in a time lapse really quickly so you can actually see me setting up these beautiful shelves. also forgot to mention with my bookshelf that I actually changed a few things around after I had filmed my setting up of it. So here is a quick overview for you to see what I actually ended up putting on my shelves. And then across the room, if we just whoop out here and move whoop right around, I actually put some more books over here. So my Robin Hobb collection is beginning. I'm very proud. These are probably not going to stay this way, but at least we have our lounge area done, and I find the size of the couch absolutely hilarious in this space, but eventually we will get a bigger and proper couch. And not only that, but we managed to have Dave's desk set up as well, so he's got his workspace. We've still got to paint the room that is going to end up being my office, so I'm a little bit more in transit than him, but it's really awesome that he's actually got a desk here so he can work from home. It's just that little bit more homely, which is really nice. And then as for me, with what I'm reading next, I know this is a very short vlog, but I actually think that I was going to read a new release next. And then I was like, if I read a new release next, November is very quickly ending and that new release is not short. So I'm probably not going to have time to read it in the month and do my read it or unhaul it vlog because I stupidly, well not stupidly, but I optimistically started this vlog instead. So I thought I'd better leave that book and start something else, because that way I can kind of start clearing out my TBR cart before the year ends, before we get into December. So I think I'm going to open that package so I can show you what it is, and then probably let you know what I end up picking up next in terms of reading. I just had to run through the house to get this parcel because I forgot to grab it, but I pre-ordered this ages ago on Book Depository. You can probably guess what it is. Why does this always happen to me? It is Bloodmarked by Tracy Deonn. This is the sequel to Legendborn, obviously. It centres Arthurian myth and legend in the modern day with an urban fantasy secret society and magical school. But it's secret society in terms of this girl goes to college, and while she's dealing with the grief of losing her mother, she discovers this secret Arthurian legend society. And I think it's a brilliant story, at least in the first book, of self-discovery, of grief, of racism, of colonialism, but also there's magic and retellings of Arthurian lore. So it makes it really accessible, and I think it's a brilliant commentary while also being a fabulous story. So I'm looking forward to reading this one very soon. It is over 500 pages. I didn't look too long in case I accidentally saw a spoiler, but it's almost 550 pages. This is gonna take me a little while because I'm not as quick at reading as I have been. So like I said, I'm going to start my TBR card instead. I will probably go with Her Majesty's Royal Coven, or I will start Kushal's Dart, or I might start City of Stairs or Empire of Silence. No, Empire of Silence? I feel like that's wrong. It's something with Empire in the title. I'll put it on the screen anyway so you can just watch me be confused. But that's what I'm probably going to get stuck into next to try and clear out some stuff. But I guess that is the end of this reading vlog. I'm also still currently reading A Closed and Common Orbit because I have just been driving in silence to work, and I realized halfway through my drive, I'm like, it would be nice to listen to an audiobook right now, but when I leave my house, I'm like, I can't be bothered. So I need to actually starting the audiobook as I leave, and then that way halfway through the drive I'll be awake enough to enjoy it. I keep not doing that, and it's making me drag my feet on the audiobook even though it's really good. So that is my current audiobook. I'll probably read Record of a Spaceborne Few next, or I'll read the Book of the Unnamed Midwife next, and then after those I'll jump into my TBR cart. I'll eventually read this, which is probably going to go into my December TBR because I'm not super quick at reading at the moment. So that is a chaotic vlog. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know what you're currently reading down below. I would love to chat to you, but again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.